We just need to turn to God once and everything is okay. After that, we're just on autopilot on our way to heaven. But what happened was that he went to that city and he preached. And I think he was thinking nothing was going to happen. He had already reached a conclusion. He knew about these people, but he did not know about what God can do. Later on, those people repented, including the king. Remember, this was like the center of the world. These were people who were full of pride, and yet they went and repented and fasted and wore sackcloth. Then after that, Jonah realized that God is not going to punish these people. And Jonah was not very happy about that. And I was wondering, if he had pivoted to God, if he had humbled and surrendered to God's will, how comes again he still has his own opinions? And we see that God took him through several steps, and that was not the only one. And God had to even take him to the desert, and he was under the shadow of that plant. And we see that there's several things that happened. And what I think I'm getting from that is that when God touches us, it's not just one time and it's over. Sometimes God purifies us. God takes us through the fire, and as soon as we are out of the fire and we think we are all safe, then we realize that He's taking us through another fire. It's almost like it's a series of steps that God has for us. God does not just deal with one layer and that's it. There are so many aspects of our life that it takes the patience of walking with God and waiting upon Him, as we've had tonight, of trusting God. God does not want us to do it alone. He wants to walk with us. He says, without me, we can do nothing. He wants to give us the strength so that by Him we can live, we can move, we can have our being. So that when He deals with an aspect of our life, we don't say now it's over, but we say, God, not my will, but yours be done. So that we wait upon Him. And then the next day He shows us something else, and then He continues to reveal us. And He says, when we draw closer to Him, He draws closer to us. He starts to show us new things that we did not know about, and it becomes a new lifestyle where we walk with Him in our lives, where he opens our eyes and we see new things, and He shows us areas that we need to pivot, areas that we need to surrender. Peter, for example, he was a disciple of Jesus. He went to the best Bible school you can ever go to, the Holy Spirit Bible School, where Jesus Himself was the teacher and the Holy Spirit. And yet we see that Jesus asked him 3 times, do you love me? And you will be surprised. I was shocked, He had to ask him 3 times. Does it mean he doesn't trust him? But it's because of the different layers. But we see that as Peter was continuing with his ministry, there was even a time Paul rebuked him because of some aspects of racism. It looks like it was not over yet. He had to keep on walking with God, and God was still at work through his life.